Good morning, McVeigh students. This is Mr. Palka here. We're going to be doing some exercises together over the next few weeks. You're going to learn some new exercises that you haven't learned before, and we're going to go through our normal routine that we would on a typical physical education class, and I'm going to introduce you to some new exercises, and I'm going to teach you some things with throwing and catching today, and maybe a few other things. So we'll start with what you're familiar with, and then over the course of the next several weeks we'll be able to add in some different exercises that we don't have a chance to go over in class on a regular basis. I encourage all of you to watch the videos every day. They might be labeled as being 5th grade or 3rd grade or 1st grade, but the videos really would be suitable in most cases for all of you. So if you want to get some exercise every day, feel free to watch all the videos, whether they're labeled for your grade or not. So the first thing we're going to start out with is jumping jacks. Remember, when we do jumping jacks, our feet are together and our hands are at our sides here. And then when we come apart, hands come above our head, and then we return back to this formation. Now, most of you, we typically do 25, so we're going to start with 25 this morning. So I know you may have not done these in a few weeks, but I'm going to do them with you and lead you through here today. All right, so as I always say, I'll do the counting, you do the jumping, but today you can count as well. All right, ready, begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. The next exercise that we do are push-ups. I'm going to try to adjust my camera here a little bit so you can see. And remember, when we do push-ups, we want to make sure that our legs and our backs are straight. That's the most important thing. So when we're in this position, we want to make sure that we have a nice straight back and make sure that our hands are facing forward. When we're in a down position, we want to make sure we have a nice straight back, that we're holding ourselves up above the ground and returning to our normal position. So we'll do our normal 20 seconds, okay? And some of you at home are able to do your push-ups. Some of you, we're just going to hold that nice straight up position. That's a little bit better for us, okay? So ready, set, go. Okay, if you're holding that nice up position, your back straight, legs are nice and straight, you're on your hands and toes. If you go down, you're holding yourself above the ground, pushing yourself right back up nice and tall. Make sure you're not falling on the floor down here. Make sure your knees are up. All right, and we'll stop right there. The next exercise that we have are sit-ups. And when we do our sit-ups, excuse me here while I keep adjusting the camera, everybody. When we do our sit-ups, we want to make sure that our elbows touch our knees. We want to make sure that we're hugging ourselves, okay? And we want to make sure that we're using our abdominal muscles in our stomach here. Also your hip flexor muscles at the top of your leg. Also your erector muscles here in your low back also come into play a little bit as well. So if you're at home, you may want to tuck your feet underneath the couch or a piece of furniture, or have your mom or dad or a brother or sister hold your feet. We don't normally do that in class because it would be too chaotic to do so, but if you're at home, you may want to tuck your feet underneath something. I don't have anything to do that here, so I'll just do it like you do in class. I'm going to kind of put my feet up against the wall here. So that's all lay down. Cross your arms. Okay, we're going to do 15 like we normally do. If you're in kindergarten, first grade, or second grade and you're watching this, just follow along, okay? We're explaining everything. Get mom or dad to help you. Ready? 1. Touch those knees, okay? Not down here. Touch those knees, go back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, everybody can stand up. Next exercise we typically do is run in place. So ready, go. Make sure you're jogging, make sure those arms are pumping. Make sure your knees are coming up some. Don't do this, that doesn't do a whole lot. If we just do this, okay, make sure those knees are coming up. We're gonna go for about 25 seconds, like we normally do. I don't have my whistle, because I don't need it today. A few more seconds. And stop. Okay, we're gonna go into our second round. Back to jumping jacks. Parents, feel free to hop in here too. I can see some parents maybe being on here every day as a free workout. We'll see. All right, hands at your sides, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. All right, let's go back to push-ups. Get yourself down on the floor. Remember, we want that nice straight back. Okay, we should be able to take a bottle of water and set it on your back, and that bottle shouldn't fall. Should be nice and straight. Again, if you're holding an up position, make sure you're nice and tall at the top. Make sure those knees are up, that your knees aren't touching the ground. If you're down in a down position, make sure you're still holding yourself about this far above the ground. All right, ready, set, go. Nice and tall at the top, just above the ground at the bottom. Nice and tall at the top, and hold yourself just above that ground. Push right back up. I know some of you are probably knocking them out really fast. You can do that if you like. And stop. All right, let's switch to sit-ups. Again, if you have a piece of furniture, you can tuck your toes underneath that furniture. Or right here, I have a wall. I'm simply putting my feet, my toes up against that wall to help me from drifting a little bit when I'm on my way up. So let's start in our down position. Cross your arms on your chest. Make sure those elbows touch your knees when you come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right on your feet, everybody. Let's run in place. Go for about 25 seconds. Again, pick those feet up. No lazy, just doing this. Pick those feet up, pump your arms. Keep moving. Keep moving. A few more seconds. And stop. Okay. All right. Now, I know that at this time we typically go outside. We do a little bit of running if the weather's nice. However, you may or may not be able to do that somewhere where you live. So I'm going to keep going with some exercises and use some things that whether you can go outside or inside that you can do right inside your house. Okay? So there is something in the exercise world that we call plyometrics. And plyometrics, P-L-O, excuse me, a lot of breath, P-L-Y-O-M-E-T-R-I-C-S, plyometrics are exercises that take advantage of muscles having quick contractions and extensions. So basically we're talking about things like jumping. And those exercises a lot of athletes use to not only get stronger, but to get faster. So we're going to do some of those things. Some of these things you'll be familiar with. If you're a kindergartner, first grader, or second grader, and you're watching this video, you might be familiar with some of these things. Or if you're an older student and you went to McVeigh when you were younger, you'll be familiar with some of these things. So we're just simply going to hop on 2 feet. Okay, we're going to keep it nice and simple. You can air jump like you're jumping a rope if you want. Yes, everybody just hop. The higher you jump, the stronger you get. Okay, so if you really want to get strong, take big hops. Okay, but they don't have to be that big. It can be like you're jumping rope. And stop. Now, what are we doing? We're making all the muscles down here in the back of our legs stronger. Our soleus muscle, our calf muscle, okay, and of course you're using your quads and your hamstrings, you're using your hip flexors up in this area. So all these muscles you're making stronger. Now we're going to make it a little bit harder. I want you to hop on 1 foot. Doesn't matter which side. Just pick a foot, take some hops, and switch. There you go. If you lose your balance, just get back on 1 foot, catch your balance, and switch back, and stop. Now this time, what I want you to do is when we stop, I want you to land on 1 foot. So I'm going to hop, and then stop, and land on that same foot. Okay? So pick your right or your left, it doesn't matter, I can't see you anyway. And let's start. And when I say stop, you're going to try to land on 1 foot and not use 2. Stop. Okay, use your balance. Hopefully you're able to land just like this and stay on 1 foot. Now switch to your other foot and go. It might be a little trickier on this foot. And stop. Okay. Now, just pick a foot and just stand on that foot. Just stand. See if you can just balance simply by standing. This is good for your ankle strength. Okay, all good runners, good athletes always have strong ankles. Now I want you to close your eyes. You might have to extend your hands out to your side a little bit. Close your eyes and see if you can balance with your eyes closed. And you may feel that there's some muscles in the back of your leg that are starting to get tired because you're having to engage them more. All right, switch feet. Keep your eyes open. Stand on that other foot. Now it might be a little bit harder because if you're right-footed, Your right leg may be a little bit stronger, or maybe even a lot stronger. If you're left-footed, your left leg may be a little weaker, and that ankle may have a harder time balancing. Now close your eyes. A little bit tougher for me on this leg than my other leg. Okay, and stop. All right, now tippy toes, up on those toes. We're going to get nice and high. Okay, the higher you get, the stronger those calf muscles and that soleus muscle gets. Nice and tall. Okay, stay with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. All right, little circles. Little circles. Make sure you're going backwards. Our body likes to rotate frontwards because we watch a lot of screens, we watch a lot of devices, and we start to lean. Okay? Posture's important. Medium circles. So we want to move backwards. We want to loosen those muscles up in our neck area. Those are our traps, we call those, for trapezius. Muscles that run down along your shoulders and about halfway down your back. Big circles. That's it. If you do these properly, it actually feels really good. I know your shoulders and your arms are probably starting to get a little tired, but boy, does it feel good to loosen up. Get those shoulders loose. All right, now squats. Something that we don't do in school. Yeah, you may have seen me do them before, but we don't do them as a class because it's a little bit tricky to get everybody to do them right. So since we have this opportunity to practice at home, squats are an exercise that we're going to possibly work on here over the next several weeks. I'm going to stand with my feet about shoulder width apart. That means as wide as my shoulders are my feet. I want to be facing frontwards, nice and tall. I want my feet facing frontwards. I don't want them curved in. I don't want them too far out. They can actually be a little bit out. That's acceptable. But for the most part, you want them straight. You want to make sure that your toes are in an even line. We don't want to have one foot here and the other foot here. We want to make sure that they're fairly even, that our toes are on an even plane, not like an airplane, and an even plane. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my heels on the floor the entire time. That's very important. I don't want to come up on my toes. I want to keep my heels on the floor. I want to keep my chest up. So if I had something written on my t-shirt that someone will be able to read it that's standing in front of me, and I'm basically going to squat down. I'm going to reach back with my hips, squat down till it's almost like I would be sitting in a chair, and come straight up nice and tall. All right, so again, you want to keep your heels on the floor. Mom and Dad, if you're helping out here, make sure their heels are on the floor. You want to keep your chest up. You want to reach back and go all the way down kind of to that 90-degree angle like you do when you sit in a chair, and come straight up nice and tall. We don't want to bend like this. Don't want to bend our back that way. All right, here we go. We're going to do 15 of them for starters today. All right. 1, 2. Remember, keep those heels on the floor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep your head straight. Keep your chest up. 8, 9, 10, 11, you may find you're leaning to one side. You don't want that, but that is normal in most people. 12, 13, 14, 15. Now off of that, there's another exercise called squat jumps, or we call them leapfrogs in school. Squat jumps is an exercise that a lot of athletes use. If you go to a gym like the YMCA, you may have seen athletes jumping up onto a box or onto a ledge. Could be even as high as this ledge here. The reason athletes do this is because it builds explosive muscle strength. And explosiveness is really what develops speed in athletes. So when we do our squat jumps, we want the same exact positioning as we just did with our squats. So my feet are shoulder width apart, my toes are even with each other, okay? I'm gonna squat down and then I'm gonna explode up and I'm gonna land in a very similar position as to what I took off from. And I wanna land softly. Now a soft landing is a quiet landing. Okay, so I'm gonna squat down, jump up, and I'm going to land in a very similar position as from what I take off at, and I want to land quietly, because if it's quiet, it's soft. The reason we don't want to slam into the ground, or we don't want to land with our feet like this, is because it's bad for your knees. You want to keep your knees healthy, because if your knees aren't healthy, it makes it hard to do a whole lot of different types of exercises. So we're going to do 10 of these. Okay, you're going to join me. Here we go. Ready? 1. We're going to take our time in between reps. Kids, the higher you jump, the stronger and faster you get. Okay? 2. 3. 4. Adjust your feet after everyone if you need to. 5. 6. 7. And boy, if you do these properly, they really work. 8. 9. 10. All right, let's get a little more arm circles. Little circles. Loosen those arms up and those shoulders. Medium circles. And backward circles. There we go. Man, that feels good. Mom and Dad, I encourage you to get some backwards arm circles. Feels good on your shoulders and right around that neck area. Now, boys and girls, one thing that we don't get a chance to do because of time a lot is stretching. So I'm going to go through some stretches. I know that some of you even ask me sometimes, why don't we stretch? Well, we simply don't have time since we only have class once a week. However, I'm encouraging you when we're out of school and we're watching these videos, no matter what the grade level says, tune in, because if it's 4th grade and you're in 5th grade, you're still going to learn something, you're still going to get good exercise. Even if you're in 5th grade and it says 1st grade, you're still going to learn something and you're still going to get some good exercise. So tune in with us, try to be with us every day. You can make comments there and ask questions on YouTube if you need to. I'll do my best to try to help you if you need help. All right. What we do when we stretch generally is we start at the bottom and we work our way up. The reason we want to do that is because if I'm stretching something up here and down here is still tight, all I'm doing is kind of yanking on the body. So we want to start at the bottom and work our way up. That way everything's loosened up as we go. Because remember, all of our muscles are connected. From my shoulders and my neck all the way down to my feet, everything's connected. So we're going to start with our calf and our foot area here, our soleus area. And there's several different ways you can stretch that. If you take a wall and just lean on it, I'm going to stretch this calf muscle back here and soleus muscle. And I'm going to take my heel and I'm going to push it down toward the ground. And right now I can feel that right in here. Okay, we're going to go for 15 seconds. Let's say we've already done 7 or 8. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And switch. Switch legs. 1, 2. And I'm just tucking that other foot right behind it here. Okay, I'm just keeping it airborne. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, we're going to stretch our hamstring muscles in the back of our legs. I know some of you might be saying, why didn't we do this first? Because it's not good to stretch a cold muscle. If you think about a rubber band stretches far better when it's warm. Or if you think about an extension cord or something like that you've had outside, maybe in a shed or in a garage, or your garden hose, if you have a hose. All those types of things get real rigid in the cold, but in the summertime they're nice and loose and they're very pliable. Your muscles are the same way. You need to warm them up and prime them first before you stretch them so you don't injure them. The whole point of stretching is to develop flexibility and prevent injuries. So we don't want to injure a muscle by stretching it. We're trying to prevent injuries. So touching your toes, you're going to try to just bend your legs just a little bit. You don't want to have them totally straight. You can bend your knees just a little bit. We're going to bend over and hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, your quads. These are this large muscle group right here. Make sure that your knee is pointing down toward the ground. If you need to hold on to something, you can hold on to something. Find a piece of furniture. Okay, make sure that knee is pointing straight into the ground. We don't want this. Touch your belly button. That'll help you balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason that we're doing 15 seconds is because anywhere from 15 to 30 seconds, depending on how hard you're exercising, is a good stretch. You don't want to stretch for less than 15 seconds. And switch, we're not going to take 30 seconds on account of time. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, make sure that knee is pointed down toward the ground. And again, stretching is important because it helps prevent injuries. As you get older and your muscles get bigger and stronger, and that becomes important because your muscles get injured a lot easier as you get older. So spread your legs apart. We're going to reach straight down. We're going to stretch the inside of our legs here. Those are your adductor muscles like we've learned in class. All right, bend down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. What you're going to do is you're going to put one toe up here, and you're going to lean away from that foot. You should feel that right in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of people stretch the muscles on the front and the back, but they forget the ones on the inside and the outside. So we want to make sure that we stretch everything. A lot of people have tightness on the inside of their knee because they don't stretch their adductor muscles or on the top of their knee. All right, switch legs again. Put one toe up and lean kind of back away from that. You should feel it right in here. Manipulate the angle of your foot so you can feel that stretch right in here. You have a tendon that runs up this leg. Remember, tendons connect muscles to bones, ligaments connect bones to bones. You'll be able to feel that stretch. And stop right there. Now, something called Hollywoods. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one leg, I'm going to cross it while I keep my other leg straight. I have my left leg crossed. I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to push on my left leg and turn the opposite way. And I'm going to feel that stretch all the way down in here, right through my bottom. Yes, you have big muscles in your bottom, but you didn't know that. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And switch. I'm going to take my right leg and cross it, take my left arm and push it that way, and I'm going to turn to my right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's talk about upper body stretches. Take one of your arms and move it across your body, and take your other arm and pull that arm towards you. You'll feel a stretch right here across your shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and switch. Those of you that play baseball, this is an important stretch. Very important. And hopefully you guys soon will be back to work on that baseball diamond, your little league teams, having a good time out there on Saturdays. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, for your triceps in the back of your arm. So when you throw a ball, which we're going to talk about in a moment, you want to make sure those triceps are stretched. So pull that elbow with your opposite arm behind your head. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and switch. Remember, your triceps are pushing muscles. When you do push-ups, you use your triceps. When you do pulling exercises, you use your biceps, which are on the top of your arm. When somebody says, let's see a muscle, they usually want to see your biceps. And stop. If you wanted to stretch your bicep, you'd hold it against the wall and kind of twist the opposite direction, and that would help stretch this muscle. These are your biceps right here, and these are your triceps underneath. Now, we talked about throwing, and before I let you go, I want to teach you a sports skill, and we'll be going over many different kinds of skills. Grade levels, we'll be doing different things. I'm going to try to do something different every day. So that's why I said make sure you tune in. And we're going to get to do some things that we don't normally get to do. For example, one of these days, maybe this week, we're going to cover bike safety. And I'm going to show you how to change your tire. I'm going to show you how to pump your tires up. I'm going to show you how you know how much air to put in your tires. Okay? We're going to go over lots of different things that we just don't have the opportunity to do in class. Talk about helmets, all these kind of things. Many different activities that we don't get to do. I might even take you around to some state parks that are in the area and show you some things that are available, how to read a trail map. So we're going to go over lots of things, how to rollerblade. If I can get on some ice somewhere, which I don't think I can, I'd even teach you how to ice skate. So we're going to do a lot of cool things. Make sure that you tune in every day, regardless of your grade, so you're learning. All right, throwing. And I'll try to indicate maybe in the subject titles a little bit about what we're doing. When we throw a ball, did you know that most baseball players only hold the ball with 2 fingers? That's because you can throw a ball faster with 2 fingers rather than all your fingers. As a matter of fact, baseball pitchers, when they want to throw a changeup, which is a pitch where the arm angle looks like a fastball, but it's slower, they put all their fingers on the ball. If you hold that ball deep into your palm, it's going to be slower than if you hold that ball, I don't know if you can see that, than if you hold that ball out away from your palm. Okay, but quick synopsis of throwing, and we'll probably pick up on this in Tuesday's video. You're gonna stand with your side to the target. You're gonna step, turn those hips, and toss. Side to target, step, and follow through. Why, boys and girls, do we stand with our side to the target? Because if we faced our target, we wouldn't get the power that occurs when we turn our hips and we use our legs. So I want to stand with my side to the target, step, and follow straight through. In all sports, whether we're shooting hockey, whether we're shooting golf club, lacrosse, basketball, we always follow through. So if you watch a baseball pitcher, they make a move like this, and then they follow right through toward the catcher's glove, toward that catcher's mitt, and release the ball. So again, side to target, I'm going to step with my opposite foot. If you're throwing with your right hand, you do not step with your right foot. Don't do that. If you're throwing with your left hand, you don't step with your left foot. It's always the opposite. Left foot, right arm. If I'm lefty, right foot, left arm. Okay? We'll pick up more tomorrow on throwing. I'm going to let you go for today. I will see everybody tomorrow. We'll talk more about throwing. We'll get into some catching. We'll do some exercises. Tune in every day, even if you're not in the assigned grade for Tuesday. Make sure you tune in. See you guys.